Now we've been working on the paint work on Turbo Steve's Turbo XN85. It's a 1983 model, and he's got two of them. He's got enough parts to make two. I don't know how many titles he has or frames, but I know he's got engines and parts, frames, whatever. So we have been working on this pretty much over the summer. We're going to try to get the stickers on today and see if the weather plays out for that we can get clear, but we are always prisoners of the weather. Now today, Turbo Steve is slated to come over and put the stickers on, the vinyl stickers on his turbo project. These are the last of the parts. Not sure, because the weather is very unpredictable this time of year, if we're going to be able to put clear on today or at some future time. But getting the stickers on, I always like to let the customer put the stickers on, because if they're a little, and it has happened before, between Mark Morgan and other people, we put stickers on and people say, oh, crooked, oh, ah. And I found out something interesting about the original H1, and I had one of the original H1s, that some of them from the factory, it was in the Classic Motorcycle magazine, some of them, the decals are on it the way it drove down, it's in the magazine. Mine luckily had straight decals, and I custom painted it anyway, so who cares. Anyway, once Steve gets here, we'll see what he wants to do. He's got the vinyl stickers. Dale's daughter, I believe, had the machine to make the vinyl stickers. I don't have anything. I like to use, my preference is always Waterslide Decals that John Pothia works on, and Thomas Luciano has done great stuff with that. But in the meantime, in the very meantime, to get the stickers on and get them straight and get them to the customers happy, it's not as easy as you think. Now, just to add information, some people new to the channel might not know, during this restoration, John Pothia made all these are Waterslide decals. They get buried in clear almost immediately, one or two coats. You can buff over them, and they are, to me, this is like my favorite way of doing it. Not everybody agrees. The downside of these decals is you have to put clear over them. Now, the ones Steve has, I'm not sure you have to put clear. I'm going to ask him, but we've done the other parts of his bike on previous videos on this channel. You can look it up. And we went over it with clear, and they buried in about 3 coats. So, good information. The other choice is you can use a computer file, which is what we did here. We made a computer file and made a clear mask. Thomas Luciano did that with his system. He has that machine. And we were able to do the color match from the same can of paint that we mixed, custom paint gold to wheels. This is custom, and everything is an exact match. Now, that you would not be able to do with a decal or vinyl. I don't know, it would be always close but no cigar. That was a difficult job. And again, thank you, Thomas Luciano. And the color match is perfect. It buries under clear where you can't even feel it. And to me, that's the way I do things. But I realize a lot of people, Mark Morgan as an example, likes the vinyl. He has a friend that cuts the decals for him. And Steve, now that Dale's daughter does it, maybe he'll be doing that on future projects. Now, this is something I always think is important. This bike is 41 years old now. And if you rub your hand on it, it's clear over the decal. Vinyl, maybe this is vinyl. Yeah, it is. I can feel how thick it is. This is a vinyl, and it's lasted 40 years. The clear over it, I've shown many times on video how to refresh the paint on 40-year-old paint. And this is always a good way to do it. But there's a better way. And if I were doing this as a repaint or a refinish, I would have put a lot more clear on this so you couldn't even feel that. When you rub your hand and close your eyes, you would not even feel it. I always think that's the ultimate thing in a custom paint job. Now, when I bought the MT-09, the first thing I did, I went up, rubbed my hand, and I said, Yamaha, beautiful paint. The paint on this bike is gorgeous. You cannot feel that stripe. And so when I did the matching paint for the windshield and the fenders and all the little parts that I made for the bike, I made sure that this paint was an exact match to this, because I did not want to have to redo the tank. And the way it played out, it was perfect. So these are part of the parts bike you bought up in New York?
Yep.
Okay, and you can use this to line up the stickers and everything?
That's what they're here for, yep.
All right. Oh, I'm turning this into a turbo cellar here.
This one's brand new. I bought this brand new.
Oh yeah, I had that in the cellar already.
On eBay.
Okay, but you got plenty of everything here. How many bikes can you actually make with the parts you have? Can you make two?
Just two, and one of them would be missing a few parts.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't know what those parts are yet.
So I was trying to explain before what the difference between a Waterslide decal. This is actually cut vinyl.
Cut vinyl.
And is it Dale's daughter that has this machine?
Yes.
Okay. So you basically buy this color vinyl.
So she's taking
She
orders.
cuts it out. Yeah, we'll try to get her some business, sure.
No, I don't know if she's taking orders.
The money we make and the commissions, we could do another turbo bike. Very handy to have a spare bike that you can get the layout on all the parts correct.
Oh,
or if you just do it by eye. I remember when you lined up the tank, you made that template for the tank.
Yeah.
It's probably still in a cellar here somewhere. So this is the older part, and this is going to be very handy. You can take at least a measure. Have you found you can peel this vinyl back and put it back down? Or it's a one shot and done, one and done?
If you lay it on there ever so gently.
Yeah.
If you put it down ham-fisted, no, it's going to rip.
Do you want to put a piece of 1/8" tape and then do a little measuring before?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because it seems like the
definitely.
height is the critical thing to get
I'm
it
definitely going to
exactly the same.
measure everything.
3/8 off of the crease.
3/8. So I'm seeing mark that.
And then you see, this is a good way to do it, is to lay out the tape. Now when Steve did the tank, he made a pattern of the side of the tank with accurate measurements, and we went to put it up, it was an inch off. It was a close but no cigar. Anyway, and always use a brand new razor from Harbor Freight, so you get
That's
cuts.
what this one's done.
2 cuts. Now that razor is dull. Oh my God. Okay, so that's the amount you're on the back side, and you got to do the top yet.
A friend of mine who had
Anytime we're going to put the stickers down, at the last minute, I don't want it wet and dripping. I want it just the slightest bit damp, wrung out, and then where the sticker's actually going to go, if there's a fingerprint, you won't have a place later where it tends to peel up. Even though we're going to put clear on this. But a lot of people put the stickers on and just don't do that. When you do that without clear on top, even more important, any degreasing agent. Okay, this is the lineup, to line up that it's an exact lineup of that part.
We're close enough.
I like customers that say, yeah, it's close enough. The directions. Be sure the part is clean. Peel it back, make sure it's in the right spot. Say a Hail Mary. 10 Our Fathers. Maybe it'll stick. Now you got your markings there. Peeled off the paper backing. Oh, he's good at this. He's a humble man, but he's good at this. That's why we pay him so much money. Wow, like a brain surgeon.
Those 3 things. See, that one's not lined up.
What? Yeah, that's what I was concerned with. That
Yeah.
when Mark was putting those decals on and they were crooked, you couldn't get them off.
Yeah, you gotta just.
It was tricky anyway.
You gotta have a gentle touch, and I'm wondering why.
Oh, you got
See,
it.
No. This. I'm putting it here.
What doesn't line up?
This angle is wrong. for
Oh.
some reason. I was trusting somebody. All right.
Well, you can always
So-
get your money back.
So it's not going to be perfect. What else is new?
Believe me, you're a lot better than most. Now see how handy it is to have those little marks there? That's the whole trick. Without those marks, if you just slap that on, good luck, Charlie. Now the last time you did this, it was tentative getting that plastic off.
Well, yeah.
So you want a little a plastic
No, it's just
little thing to push it down. Oh, you got to okay.
burnish it just
You got to burnish it just enough. Okay,
where it sticks.
Mr. Burnish here, using a paintbrush handle, but none of us have any fingernails, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's. Now I would take it off from that corner this way, not that way, because you're going to run into that corner.
You're probably right.
Yeah, sometimes. Ask Karen once every 100 times.
Well,
I'm right.
I say I'm like a broken clock. I'm right twice a day.
Yeah, well, you may go on to win another Javits show. Who knows? I mean, this could be the defining thing of this bike. All right.
Nobody cares about turbos, except the turbo guys who own them.
Sometimes if that's not coming up, we heat it a little bit with the hairdryer.
It's going pretty good.
Yeah, you got the right idea there with your burnishing it on. And the thing is to go slow. I guarantee if you just rip that up, it'll pull up that vinyl too. Things you learn the hard way.
Like a magician.
Yeah, you are a magician. I'm impressed. This is why I paint everything on. I could have had this painted 4 times already. Yeah, that's coming up nice. That's good. We need to do this in real time, even though this is a little boring. People want to see one of these in real time. That's all there is to it. We're not going to do every one in real time. And the whole thing he's doing that's really good is slow, 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 slow. And it's...
I'm good at slow.
Yeah. Yeah, you win the Turtle Award. Yeah, the one bike Mark had, the one 2-stroke, well, it had about 150 decals on it. And every one had to be just in a certain spot and a certain this. And, oh, man. There you go. Look at that. The man is good. My goal was I wanted to show at least one of these being applied in real time so you get an idea. This just doesn't go like licking a stamp and it's... Eyeball it up, baby. Your eyes are definitely better than mine.
There she goes.
Can you imagine if they were doing it at this speed in the Suzuki factory? We'd still be buying 1983 bikes. And my hope is if you see one of these in real life and you see it's a little bit challenging, a little bit tricky, there's some little tips you can use, but it's doable. Okay, this one you pretty much have, you got the measurement for that and for this.
So if we take it from, let's take it from here. And it looks like the tape is, wait a minute, what's the best one?
Yeah, you could go right to that corner of the X from the tape.
3.5 inches. So
this is in a magazine, a current magazine too. The guy collects all these H1 Kawasaki's. Look at the tank. The decal is straight. I don't know if you can see that. This is pretty funny. And he got one, and the decal's on crooked. And he said some of them, the Kawasaki was on an angle. So to be correct, if you're restoring a Kawasaki, maybe you got to put the decal on crooked. I don't know. That's in a magazine now, and needless to say, that is that's a true thing. And I have noticed actually there's some bikes that I have even owned that if you look at the stickers really close, and they put them on in a hurry. I guess they run a production line, and well, buyer beware. So the first one came out perfect, and obviously we're just going to repeat the same thing with the left side. And by day's end, we're going to be turboized. Now, as you can tell, the second one always goes faster than the first one, but that's the tip right there. To get everything lined up, get everything measured, and have a part you can measure off, or a friend's bike even. Did you put you got the letters on upside down?
yeah, that's okay.
Don't do that. Let's see.
Look at that.
That's backwards.
Turbo.
That really looks good.
Actually, on the fairing, it does say Obrad.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Yeah.
So because when Wendy's in front of me, I could warn him that the turbo.
I'm never in front of you. You ride so fast, I'm always behind you. I'm always trying to catch you. Okay, Turbo. So, again, we're trying to share this little tip, the tape, lined it up from a part, or some other tricky way if you have a friend with the bike.
And the hardest ones are the one with these little tiny screws.
Oh, yeah. Get ready for this action. We did this once already to the fairing. I remember this. It was a lot of fun.
But once you get it.
Well, what happens when we run out of our skill set, we just call reverse turbo Steve.
I made it almost past the R, so.
and this is the best, from the whole video, the thing you'll learn. If you order vinyl stickers, or you order the decals Waterslide, if you need one, order 3 and hope you make it.
Boy,
that's worth its weight in gold. Huh?
I'm not blowing my own horn, but I have one set.
Yeah, I know. I just want to make you look good.
Because I didn't think about that.
It doesn't matter though. It's
the
it's
GS
irrelevant.
1100 was the first production bike to go into the 11s. That I know.
Probably.
And actually,
what happens with these decals, these thin little lines and little things like that where the word GS 1100 is, those are the most difficult to get on. The bigger and fatter the decals are, they're easier.
a bigger turbo.
And the trick is pulling this vinyl off slowly.
It was a more clever.
You got it. Nothing.
More
These
clever
little
way of
ones sometimes
turbocharging.
come up with the. Let's see if you get another one.
No, let me see if I get to
I don't
the
want to bore the audience. You make something happen that we can. There, you got it. The man is an expert. And at the end of every job, the easy part, packing everything in bubble wrap.
You wanted me to kick around, kick around Joe for a little while.
No more Turbo Steve jokes. Hey, that worked out good for you. So I wanted to thank Steve for sharing the information and passing it on. I want to pass it on to you, and I hope ultimately you'll pass it on to your friends if they're going to put some stickers or decals or something on their bike. Maybe this will make it a little easier, or maybe you guys know more than I do. Pass it on to me. So now these are the new Turbo Steve parts with all the correct stickers on them. And look, he even has the little thing that says adjustable preload. Very cool. And we're going to wait for a day when we can spray some clear. Today is not appropriate for clear, but that turned out to be a pretty good day. And I hope there's some tips on this video you've been able to use. Now, for sure, it is well within most people, I should say everybody's skill set, to be able to do this on your own. I have seen other ways people have done it by putting soapy water down Windex, among other things, or just buying extra sets. I couldn't let this turbo, the video go to waste without showing. I have several pictures of this CBX turbo that we have seen on Perkins many times, and it's a very cool bike. Steve, of course, loves his collection of turbo bikes. He has several, and he's got parts to make more, and he does sell some parts on the internet to, I don't even know if they're rubber bushings for something special. But he's very knowledgeable about turbos, and as he proved today, very knowledgeable about putting this vinyl down. Now, all of the red, I wanted to show the picture of his bike. That big red stripe going around the seat and going around a fairing and everything, I wanted to show that in real time. That's quite a job. And again, thank you, Turbo Steve. And thank you, everyone, for watching.